All right, we back.
Okay, we back.
We back.
With a quick one.
Oh, you see that shit?
That was actually ninja-esque.
I think I hurt my knee.
Okay, episode's over. We're calling this one Quick Pumps.
Quick pumps. Yeah.
And we're in a different location, obviously. A lot quieter.
So
Very
quiet.
nice. Where are we, Matt?
We're at F45 at Typical Central. 2-week trial, $40. Sign up.
Wow, that was really good. I was just looking for F45, but we'll go with
Yes.
the location. We'll go with the fact that you co-own a little bit of it
Yeah,
and all
definitely-
that stuff.
definitely
You want to
biased.
get some members joining and stuff.
Definitely biased.
And we're
definitely
just
biased.
we're just gonna do some rapid fire topics
yeah,
today.
just get a little pump, talk
pump.
about some stuff.
So it's a full body workout today. And then you're gonna need your phone because we have the topics
Yep.
on the phone there. But the first one I want to talk about for our first little quick series here called Quick Pumps, once
Quick
again.
pumps.
Fill in the gaps between the sets. Oh my God. Fill in the gaps between the sets. What am I?
Dude, the marketing writes itself. I might do
God.
some shoulder flies
Am I
while we
brand
start.
manager or something?
I'm gonna do some flies.
Warm it up.
Yeah.
So we're doing full body, right?
Yeah.
And we'll post this quick pump in
Full
the
body.
description as well.
Full upper body, yeah.
Full upper body.
Dude, we do legs once a month. Come on.
Maybe twice.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, first topic for quick pumps, discipline versus motivation.
That's a good
What
one.
are the differences? Which one do we like more? I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, I prefer discipline more, but we can get into that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I get that.
But yeah, motivation is a kind of a tricky one. It's like, it kind of comes in waves, at least I find. Like, you're not gonna always be motivated.
Yeah.
In fact, sometimes you might be less motivated more often than actually motivated to do something. My turn?
Yeah. I'm just doing like a couple flies, get warmed up. Yeah, I think I kind of agree with what you said right off the rip is that discipline definitely outweighs motivation. Because you can get motivated, maybe you're scrolling TikTok or Instagram, you see like
David Goggins.
David Goggins, who's gonna carry the boats? And you're like, oh man, I'm not carrying the boats, and then you get motivated and go for a run at like 3 a.m., but then you never do it again. You know what I mean? Or you spend weeks not doing it. So I think discipline, for sure, but it's way harder, right? To be disciplined, because if you're disciplined and not motivated, then you really gotta be fucking disciplined. Like you really gotta be pushing yourself to do it when there's zero motivation.
Interesting that you said that, because they can work hand in hand. I feel like if you have both,
Oh, dude.
so you're going balls to the
Yeah,
walls.
yeah.
Nothing's gonna stop you. You
Yeah.
can run through freaking brick walls.
Yeah, for sure.
But at least for me, I don't know if it's like as you age. No, I think it's just been like a regular kind of cyclical thing for motivation. Like sometimes you're really into it and you have all these ideas,
Yeah.
and you feel like, whoa, where's all this energy coming from? My mind's sharp. Then certain things happen. Life, many variables, you're going through things, and then you just lose it, and you're just like,
Yeah,
I
you
want
get
to
into like a lull. Like
I
a
want to
dip.
stay in bed. I don't
Yeah.
want to do anything. I want to play video games. I don't even want to train. So, yeah, like that's why I think if you can build a stable, consistent.
Let's do 3 sets.
Is this going back to the routine thing? Like, how do you even build discipline to start? Let's bring it back. Like, where does that even come from?
I think it's like, definitely, I'm sure people hear this all the time when watching motivational videos, but it's like small habits, like repeating it every day, even though you don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it could be something simple like,
Cold shower.
yeah, that's a fucking good one, right? Because, like, I'll be honest, when I did it, like, I haven't taken a cold shower in a minute, but I was really, really motivated. Then I would do it, and I would not do it. So, and I think you have to kind of like build that part of your brain that like that kind of tells you that you don't need to do it. You know what I mean? That you need to like kind of overcome that mental block. But yeah, those like small habits make a big difference. Whether it's getting maybe your goal is to get 10,000 steps a day, and there's days where you don't hit it, and you just have to like kind of force yourself.
And then when you like, for example, 10,000 steps is a good one because
that's one that I think a lot of people
it's very attainable.
want to get, and they have like, even my clients, I'm like, Are you getting 10,000 steps? Oh, I did 8,000 today. I did 5,000, but I did 17,000 on Tuesday. I'm like, great, like you've averaged out. But like if you just in your head force yourself to do 10K, then, you know, it kind of sets you up for those like small wins will set you up for bigger outcomes over the course of like a long time, right?
So I guess what you're saying in terms of building that discipline is you have to get used to essentially doing, whether the task is small or whether the task is big and strenuous,
Yeah.
you have to get used to following through and actually doing it, because otherwise you're gonna fall into, I don't know what it is, a trap, or
Yeah.
you're gonna fall into the old habits that you don't wanna, that you wanna escape, right? So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, there's definitely more of a scientific way.
explain
You
it.
mentioned the
Like the brain.
training your brain.
Yeah.
There's definitely something there that's in a way more sophisticated podcast,
Well,
but that's not this one.
You become more like resilient, right?
100%.
I think too, like a lot of people,
Like that warrior mentality.
and I even just speaking from experience, you want to do something, you get super motivated, like motivation is an all-time high. So by nature, discipline is already there, like because you're so motivated. You do it for a week, and then maybe you have a bad day or 2 bad days, and it's almost like you're like, all right, I can't do, like, I screwed it up. You kind of mentally feel like you've let yourself down, and then you go through the dip, and then
The dip's so
time,
bad.
then time passes, and then it's like a cycle. Then you get motivated again, and you're like, all right, this time for real, I'm gonna do it. And then you do the same thing. You go for 4 or 5 days. You have a bad day. It dips again. You're like, I suck. I hate myself. You go do, you know what I mean? It's like,
That's that whole cyclical thing.
yeah, just up and down, up and down. Whereas if you're truly disciplined, even the days that you don't want to do it, you do it, and maybe it sucked like crazy, but there's never the dip.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I think you get to a point where it's like, this doesn't even feel like I need to be disciplined anymore. It's just like habitual, exactly.
Yeah.
Like training, right? Like we're at that point with training. There's never a time where, even when I don't work out, I'll still work out because I just been doing it for so long.
And well, at least in the when you're thinking about working out,
Yeah.
and our area, our point, like the way we find working out in our lives is if you don't do it, then it really affects your mood, right? So the discipline kind of comes as a double-edged sword in this case, because it's so entrenched in your lifestyle that, like, if you do miss too much time off, then it'll affect you negatively.
Like, yeah.
So it's better to just keep on track and to just like do it. But you enjoy doing it, so it's not even really discipline, you know?
Yeah, as I'm saying, at that point, it's not even discipline or motivation. It just becomes a part of your life.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that discipline makes sense. The whole motivation thing, though, like, I feel like people, should we get started? We're warm?
Oh, wait, that was warm up? I'm already like,
Let's
sweating.
do our first set. We'll do thrusters,
sure.
and then our upper will be flies, since we're here.
Sounds good.
I'll just move the camera to keep things interesting. But I still, last thing on the motivation thing. I feel like people focus on that more than they should. You know, they keep motivation.
Like I can't do it unless I'm motivated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
Totally.
well, if I don't feel like doing it, I'm just not going to do it. And that's it. Whereas you really want to be focusing on building those habits and strengthening the mind in order for yourself to kind of just be able to do things in your worst of times, right?
And that's what like separates, you know, like the top performers in whatever field that they're in. I think it's just like straight up, they're just more disciplined than the average person, right?
Like, last thing before we change it, I gotta hit these reps. I don't want to breathe too hard.
Yeah.
But whew, it's pretty good with 20s.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Come on,
Fine.
be disciplined.
Yeah, but I'm not motivated.
This is what we're talking about.
Fuck me, dude, this is heavy.
Like us waking up early for our clients.
Yeah.
Like I'm up at 5 every day.
Yep.
5 a.m. club, baby. That was so
I love
French.
it.
I love it. It's the best. I get to wake up 5 a.m.
Every day.
Every day. It's the best. Fucking Nacho Libre.
Yeah, so good.
What else does he say at the end there?
I don't know, something along those lines. I'm gonna get some flies in here.
Chest flies, yeah.
Oh, chest flies? Okay, cool. I'll do it.
With the 20s.
That'll do with the 20s.
Easy, because that one's fun.
20 kilograms, by the way, just to...
Yes, 20 kg, so
to
like
clarify.
45 pounds, let's say. But yeah, like I, more often than not, would prefer to sleep,
Oh, 100%.
even though I get, the minimum required amount of sleep that I would need to function, like 7+ hours. Yeah, that means I have to go to bed at 9:30 on the weekdays. Do I want to do that? No,
Definitely
in
not,
an
yeah.
ideal situation, if like I had my life placed optimally, I'd probably go to sleep at 12 and wake up at 8, something like that.
Yeah.
But I just don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
I got to stay disciplined. I got to stay on my grind. I got to make the clients happy.
Yeah.
So I got to get up at 5.
It's your business too, right?
Yeah,
At the end of the
it's
day.
my livelihood, right?
That's why...
So you got to do things that, some people might think of them as a sacrifice, right? In some sense. But the things like that in your day-to-day life, I find really help build the mental fortitude for when it comes to discipline. But yeah, 100%, if you had to pick one, discipline all the way. Motivation is very fleeting. And you should only use it like a superpower to
Like,
kind of
that's when you,
enhance your
like-
discipline.
Yeah, that's when you can like extra lock in.
Yeah, like
You're
I
like,
kind of
you're-
feel like that right now,
You're already... You're already disciplined, so now you've got high motivation. I think that's when you're like the most creative, the most like, like you said, your brain's like
fucking
firing on all cylinders. It's also a good time, like, or sometimes when your discipline is low, but your motivation is very high. I think what really helps with that is like putting stuff in your calendar. Like if you're like, hey, you know what? Like I really want to start eating clean, like 4 times a day, track my macros. Dude, we have so much technology. There's so many apps.
Oh, 100%. To do
Get
apps.
I was gonna say get to-do apps, put stuff in your calendar, set alarms. Like I have mega ADHD, you know that, so like,
Really?
yeah, I set,
No way.
dude, I have alarms on my phone that are like meal 5, meal 4, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
forget to eat, bro?
Because sometimes I'll just like, or like at least that reminds me to track my calories, because sometimes I'll do a whole day and I'm like, fuck, I haven't tracked anything.
And then
I'm
you
like,
got to go back through the whole
I'm
thing
like,
and just
ugh,
like screw that.
like I really don't want to.
Yeah.
And then it's like a good discipline habit to have there is just the second, either before or after you eat, you just do it like right away. And it seems like such a simple thing.
But it's back
like,
to the habitual thing.
yeah, it's just developing the habit. It seems so simple. You're like, oh, it takes 1 second, but like you eat and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go wander off and do something. And then hours go by, you're like, oh crap,
And
I
it's
forgot to log
even
in.
easier now. You could take a goddamn photo of
Yeah.
It's not going to be 100% accurate, but you're going to get an idea,
But
right?
it's better than nothing.
And if you're smart about it, you could just pre-save the foods and literally go to like the foods that you eat most, because I'm sure you're similar to me where like during the weeks you have the same
Very
breakfast,
similar, yeah.
the same lunch, so it's super easy to put in. But yeah, that's pretty much our thoughts on the motivation for this quick pump. Here's the next one. If you could only do 3 exercises for the rest of your life, what would they be?
Definitely not thrusters, that's for sure.
You go first. I'll do my set of thrusters.
3 exercises, deadlifts.
Interesting. Deadlift, squat, bench.
Oh,
True
yeah,
powerlifter.
No. Deadlifts is total body.
Yeah.
I feel like deadlifts, push-ups, and pull-ups.
Fuck, you took one of mine.
Yeah, is it pull-ups?
Yeah.
Yeah, pull-ups is solid. See those calisthenics dudes that do like all those crazy variations of pull-ups? They're just absolutely jacked.
Yeah.
And like core strength is insane.
Man, all those calisthenics videos, those guys are like in the hood and stuff. It's like, why? I never see any in the gym. But yeah.
Because it's like prison workouts.
True. So deadlifts because it's full body, right?
Deadlifts, yeah, because...
But it's very injury prone if you don't know how to do it.
Yeah, good point. This is talking from.
And you're supposed
me.
to do it forever. I've seen you after doing them for a year straight. You want to freaking kill yourself, bro.
It's different. Well, it's different when you're powerlifting prepping.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Maybe if I just sub it out, let's say I had no equipment whatsoever, I think it'd be like plank variations. Plank.
Well, you have equipment.
So it's like any exercise.
anything, yeah.
Yeah, deadlift, I think, because that will encompass full body, but this way I can train my legs, but also still feel like I'm working upper.
That's smart. That's real smart.
And then pull-ups, because pull-ups
Pull-ups
are
are the best.
awesome. And push-ups, just to get the press. You could do pike push-ups, tricep push-ups. There's so many
Yeah, you
variations
can target
of
the
push-ups.
shoulders. Damn, I'm pretty close. I think I'm gonna sub out the push-up.
Oh, did you have push-ups too?
No, I have pull-ups.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you on the deadlift. I'm trying to think of, I think I might sub the deadlift for squats.
Yeah, squats would also be like, between the two, if I was like stuck on a desert island,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it to be with the squat rack.
I think I would do squat, pull-up, and leg raises.
Ooh, yeah, you do love those leg
I
raises.
love leg raises.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a good one.
You wouldn't be able, man, but then there wouldn't really be a chest bump. It's a hard one.
That's what I'm saying. I was trying to cover all bases. So push-ups and pull-ups, you get the full upper pump. And then deadlifts, at least, I'm going to have, I guess, massive glutes and hammies. My quads aren't going to get much work.
But like you said, it is a full body, right?
Exactly.
So you even get your traps in there.
Yeah,
when you
sumo
pull.
deadlifts, conventional deadlifts,
One more set?
RDLs. Let's do one more, yeah.
Cool. Next question.
All right, what's another quick fire? Ooh, supplement what's one supplement? Oh, we're both going the same answer here. What's one supplement that you swear by? 3, 2, 1.
Creatine. We've been over this.
Holy shit.
It's in our first episode. We mention it all the time.
Oh.
If you had to tier rank that, it would be S tier, God tier.
Yeah, that's like banned in the meta.
10 out of 10.
Creatine is the current meta. Yeah, creatine is.
Creatine is the meta, the overarching meta.
Yeah, it's so good, dude.
It doesn't ever die.
That's one thing that I don't need discipline for because I take it every day, no matter what. Just feels so good, dude. Whew. Okay, okay? Let's scratch creatine because that's a very obvious one.
Yeah, like something else that you take.
Second
Something
one.
you have to think of a little bit.
Does a multivitamin count? But
I don't know about those.
because it counts. That's like multiple supplements in one. Okay, if it's not creatine, this is tough because usually I just take multivitamins. Probably, maybe magnesium.
100%.
Yeah, that would be my second.
100%, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like we're the same. That was going to be your secondary
Magnesium.
option. Yeah,
It's not even a question.
I would say those two are, in my opinion, like the most important.
Magnesium,
supplements.
if creatine is S tier, magnesium is A tier.
Yeah, A plus.
100%. Wow, you have to give the plus to it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then I'm thinking like, in generalities, the most generic like supplements, these aren't even like pre-workouts, proteins. I'm thinking even more basic, like a hydration complex, like electrolytes.
Electrolytes, yep.
Something that you can take every day and actually get some form of benefit from it.
I mean, protein powder is pretty high up
You got
there.
your sodium, potassium, #1 exporter in Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
A little bit of magnesium as well in there.
Should we do some stuff on the TRX?
Yeah, 100%.
So like some rows maybe? Some
Rows.
push-ups?
These are fun, the quick workouts where you just get a nice quick pump.
Yeah. Just get another like 10 minutes and then go get some ramen
What? Gonna cut that out.
and get ready for work, I mean.
Yeah, get ready for work. So do underhand grip, row, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Give me another one. Give me another one. Hit me.
Hot take.
Ooh.
We've kind of talked about this. Cardio is overrated.
Ooh, that is a hot take. I think it's overrated in the sense that like maybe for new gym goers, they immediately assume like, oh, I want to lose weight and I'll go on the treadmill kind of thing. I think it's overrated in like
people
the,
that, yeah.
in
You're
like the
right.
fitness space for beginners. But I mean, it is super important. Like for your heart health and your cardiovascular
There's
health.
muscular health,
Your VO2 max.
cardiovascular health, and now, some of the biggest indicators of longevity are your VO2 max.
Exactly.
How good that is
Yeah.
indicates how your mortality is.
You live much longer, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, I can see where I know some people take the opposite approach. So like
Leg raises.
I don't do leg raises. Sounds
Yeah.
good. I don't do any cardio because like, my diet is super clean. I'm in a deficit. I'm still losing weight. I'm still leaning out. But then yeah, exactly. You're not really working your cardiovascular strength at all, which is important. And it translates to your strength training when you have good cardio. Like you won't be out of breath after 5 leg raises.
We got to not work out together if this podcast is going to work. I mean, at the same time, impossible for us to both
We gotta alternate.
do it and then talk. We got to
I was
alternate.
talking. We're just pumping today. I'm not even counting reps. I'm just like having
That's
fun.
what a quick pump is, boy.
I'm just
Having
getting a
some
pump,
fun.
getting a little.
Yeah, definitely not overrated. It's just like you need to know your goal. You need to know what you're
Yeah.
doing. But like what you said, if
you
you're
think-
a new member, you come to the gym and you get a membership just to like do cardio, and that's like how you're gonna lose weight, you should probably mix in a little bit of everything.
Do you think, just on that topic, is it adequate enough from a cardio perspective to just be doing steps like walking? Because I mean,
Like
that
10K steps a day.
yeah, let's say 10K is like that.
Depends where you are in your fitness journey. Like say
Right.
you're extremely overweight, let me say the obese word.
Yeah,
100%.
canceled.
Just getting,
Yeah.
just getting those daily steps in is gonna be, because you're essentially starting from like almost nothing.
Yeah,
right?
you're gonna get a
It's gonna
cardiovascular
make
workout.
some difference, but then progressive overload, pushing yourself, challenging yourself. You have to maybe increase the angle, increase the speed, start mixing in some body weight stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like a progressive thing. I think if you're at the beginning, then sure,
Yeah.
that's great. Like even if you're elderly and you're starting from
Yeah,
zero,
maybe you have or injuries, you can't
Yeah.
run,
yeah,
for example.
so it really
or-
depends on the situation. But yeah, 10K steps a day for sure. If you're,
But then you would say if you're like intermediate or maybe a high level beginner to advanced, the 10K steps is almost like, that's just like
it's almost
the-
like a prerequisite.
that's like the
You need to
baseline.
yeah, like I take like minimum 15 a day, and that
Yeah.
doesn't. That's just like
Yeah, it's like your body's so used
it's
to
just
it.
my
right?
life.
It's my life.
It's the
so I am.
best.
It's the best.
I
Okay,
get to do it
cool.
every day.
Let's do, ooh, nice one. Would you rather lose 10 pounds of muscle or 2 inches on your arms, 10 pounds of muscle? Straight off the bat, dude. My arms don't grow, and like, I think I'm maybe 16 and a half, 17
Keep
inches.
going. I'm gonna do my leg raises.
Yeah, but if I were to lose 2 inches on my arms, I think I'd jump off a bridge.
But wait, do you lose the 2 inches and then you're still the same big everywhere else? Like you just see?
Oh, I see what you mean. Like your arms get smaller, but like everything else. Well, I'm assuming.
So then you'd be disproportionate.
I'm assuming if you're opting to lose the 10 pounds, your arms would stay the same and you lose the 10 pounds everywhere else. Take it off my calves. They're not growing anymore.
Nah, bro. 10 pounds is
It's a lot.
10 pounds is evenly distributed.
Right.
I think I would.
Take the 10 pounds or take the 2 inches.
Well, if you lose the 10 pounds, you have to work a lot harder to build
get it back. Yeah.
Whereas if you lose 2 inches off your arms, who the fuck's gonna measure your arms? I'm gonna take the arms, to be honest.
Me, I'll measure the arms. Okay, fair. That's fair. We have very opposite takes on that one. I just like, dude, I've worked.
Bro,
I-
10
like,
pounds? If you're natty, that takes years.
That's like 5 years.
So-
that's like 5 years.
Depends on your training
that's
frequency.
true. I mean, if you put on like,
Go hit it.
if you put on like a pound on your arm each, that's probably about 2 inches. Like
That's a lot for your arm.
Yeah, dude. When I did the DEXA, like the scan, I think it was like my arms were like 8.5 pounds each. I was like, damn, I thought they were way more.
There's some heavy arms, bro.
Nah. And then my legs are only 6 pounds. Just kidding. All right, what's the next one?
Last one. How much am I got? These are 30-minute quick pumps.
Yeah,
right?
we could probably get one more little round in.
Yeah, a little quick one. Yeah, oh, we got 5 minutes.
Sweet.
One thing every guy does wrong in the gym.
Ooh. Every guy, or like just like you see it a lot? You see it a lot. It'd be hard to
I
you
think
know-
that's the same question.
Yeah. Well, I don't think
it's the
everyone.
same.
Probably deadlifts.
True.
Deadlifts I see wrong. Bench I see. wrong a lot. I see.
Lack of warm-ups.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's really good. Yeah. People don't warm up.
Especially younger guys.
Yeah, they just jump
walk
right
in
into
and
it.
fucking- I remember when I was more of a bro lifter back in university. Bro, I would just walk in there I just had my 2 scoops of free, ready to rock, go hit like almost a max set of bench.
Yeah, just
Like,
no warm up.
No warm up, no mobility.
Definitely, I used to be like that too in my 20s. 100% now, I need to do like a 10-minute at least old man warm up.
Old man warm up.
So there's that, the unk warm up, and then okay, so we're going that route. I think for guys, you don't see it very often. Mobility and stretching.
That's what I just said, warm up.
No, I'm talking about like
Post.
just in general.
Oh, yeah.
Not just warming up, like doing mobility movements, like
100%.
never. You never see guys sitting
They're
there
like
doing
this.
like hip cars.
They're like, okay.
Yeah, or you get like the Eastern European men who are just like like spinning their arms around.
There's
at
this
full
one.
speed. Yeah, they just go absolutely bananas.
And then they're like, okay,
I think I
I'm
tore my
ready.
shoulder.
I'm ready to work.
Yeah, you know? So I think mobility and warm up I would say is like the main one. If I were to pick an exercise, I think deadlifts and squats are always pretty rough, specifically barbell.
Free weight.
And then even like sometimes bench, right? Like I see a lot of really dangerous benches where they're like benching to their neck, you know, when their arms are
Guillotine.
like a guillotine press. Or they do the football bench where they unrack it, let it plummet to their chest, and then just fucking bounce it like,
Yeah.
and they go like this, and they,
No,
you know, and there's like 9 other guys be like, you got this, bro.
no, we don't like that. Last one, quickly.
Okay, quick, hold on. Well, this is kind of, I was gonna say shoot train with your hangover, but we talked about that. The ick list, we kind of talked about that. What's your goal? Ooh, what's your goal? What's your short-term goal right now? For me and you, let's go quick.
Let's do one more movement.
Cool.
We got 3 minutes.
You wanna do seated shoulder press on this thing?
Sure, mixed with deadlift.
Okay.
Let's do
Kettlebells?
that one, 9, station 9.
Okay, sounds good. Row and deadlift.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go short-term goals. What are your short-term goals?
Short-term goals
I'll do
are to increase. Well, let me backtrack on that.
Yep.
Short-term goal for me is to put myself back out there.
Ooh, nice.
Uh,
Like in terms of like,
not in a dating way.
aren't you, I was like, didn't you get married like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, no, I mean like in terms of sharing
The content.
my life knowledge.
Yeah.
Just trying to provide some form of value and
yep.
help to people that receive it well, because I've really like fallen off that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's hard.
And it's a mixture of things, mental things. We kind of touched on it on the motivation and discipline.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do the deadlift or me first?
I did it first. I did them both. I did them both.
But also another goal I have is to lock in. Lock in.
Lock
FN.
in.
Lock in. And I'm just kidding. Yeah, just be a little more, like I have the discipline, but kind of just turn it up to
Like and
to
have like a
volume
good structure in
9.
place.
Yeah, a bit more structure, keep things going. Like this podcast is a great one, weekly episodes.
Yeah,
you know.
we've been pretty good with that.
Summer was summer, got a little bit wild.
Dude, it's winter.
We had fun.
gotta
So
have
now
the
it's like that winter arc.
Winter arc. Yep.
Lock in. What about you?
Fitness-wise, for me, I just need to this short term and like over the next
Was it a
couple weeks.
fitness-based
Just
question?
in general. No, in general. I'm saying fitness-wise for me. Definitely start doing more like of the cardio training that I was doing leading up to High Rocks, because basically the minute I got home from the race, I threw my running shoes into the garage. And one of the things.
yesterday,
Did you?
5K.
Nice. One of the things I told myself, because it's the second High Rocks I've ever for, is like I cannot do it and then stop running and then pick up running 3 months
Just for High Rocks.
just for High Rocks. Like I need to keep it going. And like for me, that's a discipline motivation struggle for sure. Because like I tell myself, okay, today's the day I'm gonna run, and then like, you know, I train, I'll do my strength training, I'll get home and I'll be like, I can run tomorrow. I'm not training for anything. So I think for me, that's the main fitness
Pushing
thing.
it to the next day.
Is just like, yeah, exactly. And then the next day and the next day. The main thing for me fitness-wise is Yeah, training's going well. Food's pretty good. Just I just gotta get on the cardio. And personal, kind of similar to you. Just like I've been doing a lot more content stuff. So just keep that going and prioritizing, that kind of stuff to expand the
brand.
The brand, exactly.
Expand the brand.
Expand the brand. So that's kind of like the short term for me. And then I guess long term.
Another short term is play more Magic.
Yes. Game more.
On the off times, which we don't really have too much. I saw this hilarious meme
What's
today.
about balance, right?
Where this guy was like, finally got a day off. I can catch up on all of my stuff, all of my hobbies. And he has like his PS5 on. He has like a Pokemon pack or a Magic pack, and he has like his Nintendo Switch, and he's sitting on the couch, and he's literally just like shuffling through. He opens the pack, shuffles the cards, plays some PS5,
Oh my
goes
God.
to his Switch.
I relate.
He's like rotating through it.
I relate to that so much.
You can't even like enjoy yourself.
Well, the problem is like, you have like a day and you're like sick. I can finally like game a little bit. Yeah, do stuff like that. And then you find you're like, okay, but first I'm just gonna quickly do some laundry. And then I'm gonna update programs. I'm gonna do this. And then you sit down and it's like the day's already mostly gone. And your motivation to game or do whatever is much lower.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta be more disciplined with gaming. That's what I gotta do.
Like not do it as much?
No, do it more.
Bonk, make a bonk.
I gotta rank up in Battlefield. I got a lot of stuff to do. Play some more Magic. But yeah,
Nice, bro.
that's pretty much it.
Quick pumps.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm down to,
Quick pumps between the sets.
yeah, just like rapid fire.
Yeah, that could be like rapid fire Q&As once we have people asking questions.
Yeah.
And like
that's
rapid
fun.
fire mini topics. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
All right.
Cool. All right, good
Well,
shit.
I'm gonna just keep deadlifting here while you
Yeah.
sign out.
All right, guys. Catch you later. That was quick pumps in between sets.